Freedom Express 192 RBS lightweight here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is Coachmen's premier line of lightweight RVs. This is their high-class lightweight. We like the upper echelon of things in general here at Haylett's. We tend to equip these pretty well, although the standard model here in a Freedom Express is equipped better than a lot of higher, I guess, upgraded models from other lines. Now I have two of them side by side because this is a unique opportunity to get to see two of these with identical equipment in every way except the interior color scheme. We have different fabrics on two of these, so you get to kind of see two of them side by side. Right up front here, well, one thing you can see, obviously, this is what you call like a 2015 and a half. Halfway through the year, they had some mid-year model updates. This bullet nose is one of those. It's a little better aerodynamically. You see it still has a diamond plate up front. I have a little battery booster pack on this one to show you a couple extra accessories and widgets. But notice that you have an extremely large battery rack on this. You have a double-sized battery rack, so you can have double the dry camp time. 20-pound propane tanks on these Freedom Expresses. They do that instead of the 30s because if it's Sunday and you're grilling and you run out of gas, it's real easy to get another 20-pound tank. You can take it to any gas station, swap them out on the fly if you have to. You can't do that with 30-pound tanks. You got to find a place that can fill, and on a Sunday or a weekend afternoon, that's tough because they only seem to work Monday through Friday, and we always seem to camp Friday through Sunday. It's funny how that works. In their class, Freedom Express has the largest front pass-through storage out there. Absolutely huge. This is also a good point to get to see things like this has welded aluminum framework instead of bracketed. It's not screwed. You see this little resin table right here? That's something that's part of the anniversary package for the 2015 season. I wouldn't be surprised if that got phased out. So this is a good time to tell you that the videos I put together here are intended for informational purposes. The trailer you're taking home, it may look a little different, may have different options from what you see in this video. Like this grill here is something that we like to add to these. It's a Coleman high output grill. We don't always equip our trailers with this, but I want you to know that, and always look at our options list. That will always be extremely up to date. Real quick, one thing I meant to show you over here, I got sidetracked. There's so many fun things to talk about on these, it's easy to get sidetracked. If you look under here, you see this little white strip? Well, that's an LED light. Especially when it's dark, you can already see how much light that's putting out here in your basement storage. And it goes the entire length of the basement. It's easy to see through your entire basement that way. And you notice on both sides of your front pass-through storage, you get the wider basement door. Yeah, it's nicer that you have those bigger doors here in these little Coachmens. Continuing around, this does have a small slide. And that's gonna, even though it's a small slide, it's such a big deal. When it's rainy and you're stuck inside, or even at the end of the night, it is so annoying when you're camping and you're constantly bumping into each other and doing what I call the travel trailer shuffle, where your belly's bumping their back and they're trying to cook and there's fire and hot water, and it's just a surefire way at the end of a hot, sticky day to just, really just get annoyed at each other. And that's not what camping's about. It's supposed to be about having fun and enjoying the people you're with. Just something as silly as a slide out, it opens that up, it gives you that breathing room, it makes all the difference. In terms of construction in this class, it's very hard to top a Freedom Express. A lot of lightweights have this fiberglass skin. You can walk up and you can thump the sidewalls, but they're not vacuum laminated. Most are pinch rolled. There is a big, big difference. Some trailers just have hung fiberglass, which is where the glass is just hanging loose over a skeleton. It doesn't add any structure to it. Another thing to do, walk up to the rear wall and thump on it. This is solid because this is also vacuum laminated. If you need to know the difference between vacuum and pinch rolling, please call us and let us know. All of our staff is very well educated on how these things are put together because you do get what you pay for, and there are differences between them. Long story short, in general, if you can thump on the rear wall like that, it tends to be vacuum laminated, which is a higher grade of construction. If you thump on the rear wall and the whole thing kind of wobbles and buckles a little bit, that's pinch rolled. I sell a lot of trailers that are also pinch rolled. There's nothing wrong with it. This is just better. Real quick before I move on, I don't want to forget different color schemes because we're about to see the two side by side. This is called Cobblestone. It is all fabric, and it's a combination of darks with some light accents. Now, in this small floor plan, the sofa and the window above the sofa are the only two places where your color scheme actually come into play. Your bedroom windows are just a generic, your bed cover is a generic color. So with that in mind, let's head over here. And you will get to see sandstone right next to it. Sandstone is a lighter colored, I call leatherette, meaning I guess like faux leather, but it gives you that sort of leather look and touch. But it does have a little bit darker fabric accent in there just to kind of break the two up. Now what I've noticed, having sat in these for a little bit, is this little fabric down here is not an accident. It's actually there because your lower back tends to be hotter than anywhere else, so that's where your back will tend to sweat. This allows your back to breathe as opposed to the leather stuff, which will tend to make you sweat a little more. So it's very, even stuff like that Coachmen has figured out, but that's why they've been doing this for 50 some years. One thing I want to show you here, if you look underneath, you see there's like little switches. These are for your different light systems. And you see right under your awning, Coachmen's also, or pardon me, the Freedom Expresses here also have your LED awning strips mounted right to the base of the awning. Now it's pointed at the bottom of the awning, and the reason that is, when you open up your awning, that's going to cast an indirect light down on your entire patio. It's going to be very bright and comfortable out here. And it's no direct light. You don't have anyone squinting because the light's facing them right in the eyes. You don't run into that in these. Other brands, if they do have a lit awning, it tends to be on the in the awning tube only. The problem with that is it doesn't cast as much light on your campsite. There's only a thin little band that actually gets lit, and it's usually not anywhere near your picnic table from what I've seen. So this is just a far better, nicer system. I wouldn't be surprised if it's $1 more. It's definitely worth the difference though. Now in this model, one thing I want to tell you is this table here is totally free floating. If you don't want it here, it easily stores underneath that bed and really doesn't take up a lot of space at all. But you know, when it kind of doubles as a bit of a sofa or a dinette this way. It kind of works both ways. Now it also ties right into their kitchen space here in that Coachmen's use a better kitchen countertop in their Freedom Expresses. This is the standard counter. This is not an upgraded, but it's sealed edge. There's no seam where your kitchen water, when you're doing dishes, it can't splash on here, sip into a T-molding, and then swell and get soft. They use that same countertop on your tables. They use it in the bathroom. They use it everywhere there's a countertop because it's so problem-free. It's been, you know, they don't have warranty problems with it as a result. The bed up here, evergreen mattress. In short, it's an antimicrobial mattress that'll help prevent things like odor from when you sweat when you sleep. You see that we still have storage cabinets above the bed, not just a cheap shelf. They give you a little bit more cubic foot of storage space than any floor plan I've seen in a Coachman compared to a competitor. Every window in a Coachman opens for cross ventilation, and that's where this vent is so nice. Crank that vent open and you'll just have a nice breeze rolling through here the entire time. I think it's a 24-inch TV, but some level of flat screen television comes included with this. We have it pulled out for storage purposes right now. So that's mounted, you see right here on a swing arm. So at night, you can spin that around to face the bedroom. You can turn it to the living room during the day. You can angle it up and down however you want to. And our stereo here is an all-in-one entertainment system. It's not just your stereo, it's not just your CD player, it's also your DVD player, and it is Bluetooth enabled. So you can take your smartphone, hook it up to this thing wirelessly, and you can plug your phone in anywhere, keep it charging in any outlet in the camper or even outside, or keep it in your pocket, and you can go 2 or 3 trailers away before they'll start to even begin to lose connection. And in terms of storage space, even in a small model like this, you're going to find that Coachmen's are pretty superior to just about everything else out there. Not only are you looking at triple drawers here, they're full extension, they're all plywood boxing with hardwood door fronts, if you heard my ring click off of that right there. So you have more storage below the oven, you have even more under the sink, but this is my favorite thing in the Coachman kitchens, is this drawer that pulls out under the sink. It wraps around that kitchen sink space right there. Perfect spot for forks, spoons, knives, sporks, whatever. Also, a very nice little pantry closet space right as you walk inside here. And you can never get enough storage in any camper, and especially in a little couples coach like this, it's really important to get every ounce you can get. And little touches like this, it's so hard to find a spot to put a garbage can in almost any camper I've ever been in. So they built you one in this. I love that. This also has a very nice bathroom. Most small campers like this don't. By the way, this is your propane cover right here. We like to take them inside since we take the tanks off so they don't blow all over the place. But notice that it's color keyed to match your exterior. It's very nice. Again, nicer countertops here in the bathroom. A full medicine cabinet, not a mirror. That's going to give you a place to actually store your toothpaste, your toothbrushes, all your shavers and stuff like that, so that you don't have to eat up all your counter space. You know, that stuff's important. There's a lot more to learn about these guys. I mean, I could spend all day putting together one video per floor plan on these, and they're all so cool for different reasons. That's why we carry so many brands here. It's why we're one of the largest dealers in the state. We are the largest independent dealer in the state. So give us a call, 800-256-5196. Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Oh my gosh, almost forgot. Holy cow. Right as you walk in here, there's this handy little key rack. It looks just like a slot where you'd put your mail. But this little panel pops down. See, there's a whole bunch of power outlets. And there's these little holes that feed up through. So you can plug in your phone chargers, dangle those down here, and keep your phones charging right here next to the door. Never miss a call. Anyway, 800-256-5196. Haylett RV. Take care, stay safe, have fun, happy camping.